Hello and welcome back to the Arts and Crafts Corner. Today we are going to be making a Mother's Day card with a 3D heart. So I'll show you how to make a 3D card so it looks like the heart will be popping out for your mom on her Mother's Day card. So if you haven't gotten anything for Mother's Day, which is coming up on this Sunday, you can just follow along with this tutorial and I'll show you how to make a Mother's Day card. So first things first, we're going to need a few things. You're going to need a glue stick or some glue, a pair of scissors, and then some scrap paper. So in my case, since we're going to be using a heart, we got a piece of pink paper. You can use red paper or any color heart you want. You can even do a green heart or anything. And then another piece of scrap paper for the actual card. So these can be any color. It doesn't really matter, any old scrap paper you got lying around. And then we're going to need some scrap paper cut into thin strips, just like this. So you can see I have two different lengths of thin strips here. Got the longer green ones and the shorter yellow ones. And these are just old scrap pieces of paper too that I cut into strips. And it's best for the 3D effect. That's what we're going to be using these strips for. It's best for the 3D effect if we cut them to be the same length and the same width as well. So as close together as possible works out the best. And so they can be as long as you want, they can be as short as you want. The only difference is the longer they are, the further out your heart will pop on your Mother's Day card. So just keep that in mind. They can be as long as you want, but it'll just be a really, really 3D heart effect. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna make our card. Very, very simple. We're gonna take a sheet of paper like this, that's like a rectangle, and we're just gonna fold it in half. So we're gonna take the one side and line it up with the other edge there, and fold it over. So we'll have a nice little card shape, just like this. So we can open it up, just like that. Perfect, so now we have our card. That's a basic card. Very, very simple. You can even just draw Happy Mother's Day on there. You can draw a picture of you and your mom. You can draw anything you want on there. It doesn't really matter. So next we're gonna make our heart. So a very, very easy tip on making hearts, just cutting them out, is if we fold this in half, just like we did with the card here. So we take the one edge and have it meet the other edge and fold it in half. Now we only have to make half a heart and it'll look like a really, really nice symmetrical heart. That means it's the same on both sides. So very simply, we're going to take our scissors. Again, if you're not comfortable using scissors, make sure to ask an adult. And then we're going to cut half a heart. And now I know it might be hard to imagine what half a heart looks like. But if you start at the bottom corner here, and then we're just going to cut to this top corner. So we're going to go one corner to the other. And we'll make our first little cut here. All right. So then we have a bit of a triangle shape. And then we're just going to try and round off this corner over here. So the corner we just cut to, we're going to try and round that off. And keep in mind that the fold we're going to want the fold to be in the middle here. So the fold is in the middle, and we're going to use that fold, and we're going to cut along there. Just like this. So we'll cut all the way around, just like a rounded little thing there. And that is half a heart shape. It almost looks like a raindrop or something like that. And then all we have to do is open it up, and ta-da! We have our heart shape. And it's a very, very nice looking heart. So that's an easy way to make a little heart, to cut it out, and it makes it pop when it's up against the card there. All right, so we have our card, we have our heart, And now we just need to do the 3D effect so that it looks like it's popping off of our card. All right? So this is a cool little technique. You can make anything 3D. So we're going to make just 3D little springs that spring it out from the card. So we're going to take some of these strips. I'm going to use the longer strips, but remember, we want to try and use the same length, same width. So the closer they are, the better. It doesn't have to be exact, but it works out better that way. So I'm going to use these longer ones, and what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the strip ends and the other strip end, and we're going to put it like this, like almost like an L shape. If you hold it this way, you can be a V shape if you hold the corner at the bottom, just like that. But we're going to attach them together. And what you can also call this perpendicular. You know, you can attach them perpendicular. So we'll grab our glue stick and we'll put a little dab of glue on the end of one of the strips of paper here. And then we'll have the other one come in at the opposite angle. So not like this. We're not putting them together. We're going completely sideways. We're going to attach them just like that. Perfect. There we go. So we have our V shape. It can be an L shape, any kind of shape you want. So this is the tricky bit. So we're going to take each strip and we're going to fold it over itself. So I'll show you. It's very, very simple. So you can lay it out just like this. Here, let's clear some of this stuff so we can see. So you can lay it out just like a V, and you're going to take one of them and you're going to fold it down across so that it's an L the other way, right? So we had this top one over here, and we're going to bring it down across the other strip. So we're going to go across the other strip and just like that, and press it down, and then we're going to cross. Then we're going to take the other strip and cross it down as well, just like that. And then we're going to take turns folding each strip over on itself. So it might take a bit of concentration, it might take a bit of practice to get this perfect, but we're just going to go over and then other strip over, and we'll keep doing like that. So another tip is I like to think about it as, okay, you're folding it down, folding it down, folding it up, down, down, up, up, just like this. So I'll show you. So we have our V shape, we go down, we fold this down, so now it's down here, down, our other strip down here. Now we're going to alternate strips, remember? Then we're going to go up here and up. We'll take the other one and go down, down, up, and up. And then we'll just continue doing this until we run out of paper. So down, down, up, up, down, down, and just keep going and keep going and keep going until, as you can see, we're running out of some paper here. So to finish it off, so once we have a little itty bit of paper here, we're going to put some glue on there, and then we'll glue the ends together. And you can see I have a little bit left over here. It doesn't have to be perfect, so we can just trim off the edges here. And then, so we did our down, down, up, up, and then we should have a bit of a spring here. So it's almost like you're braiding the paper together, but you're just folding it over itself. So then we have a nice little spring, just like that. So now that we have our card, our spring, and our heart, we can glue. So now we have our spring. We're going to glue one end of our spring to the heart, and then the other end to our card. So we'll do that now. We'll grab a little bit of glue and we'll glue that to the heart here. Just right like that. Give it a nice little press so we know it stays. And you'll see now we have a nice little bouncy heart attached to our spring, just like that. And then we're going to glue the other end to the front of our card. So I'll do that right now. Show you how to do that. And we'll glue that right. Make sure it's nice and center. It doesn't have to be perfect though. You could do it at an angle, or you could even do it upside down if you want. So we'll press that in there. Ooh, and make sure it fits. And then we'll have a nice little card with a 3D heart on the front there. And then you can open it up and write whatever you want on the inside. So you can write, "To Mom, love you." You can write, "Happy Mother's Day." It's completely up to you. So you can use these springs for a whole bunch of different other things. So now we have this 3D effect. So once you get a hang of that technique, you can do a whole bunch of other things. So for example, here's a little bit of a smaller card, and you can have the spring in the middle so it springs out at your mom when she opens the card. Maybe you want it to be a surprise. So you can say you can write "Happy Mother's Day" on the front here. Then you'll spring it open and the heart will pop out on the inside. And you can see I used a red piece of paper here for this one. Or, if you get really good at this, you can do a couple different elements on your piece of paper here. So you can see I have this flower pot where I used the 2 different lengths. So like I said before, you can see back here, these 2 flowers are shorter strips of paper that I did the technique to. So they're just popping out a little bit from the card, you can see here. And then we have this big flower in the middle that's really popping out. So I make sure to get a real long strip of paper and do the same thing. So you can see like that. So make sure to get creative. You can do, as long as you know that technique, you can have as many 3D things as you want. You can even have mom popping out, "I love you" popping out, some flowers like this, a heart. It doesn't matter, just make it your own, because after all, whatever you make, your mom is going to love. So make sure to make your mom a Mother's Day card. Make sure to wish your mom a happy Mother's Day. And this has been the Arts and Crafts Corner, and we'll see you next time.